apparently we've got Dylan on the phone here, who was at the school in Florida which is insane. Dylan, hey, how are you? You're on the line.
Hi.
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 Hey, man. So tell me about your background. You were in Florida during the shooting there?
Yeah, I'm a Marjorie Stoneman Douglas student, and I was on the third floor in my creative writing class when everything happened, basically.
Jeez.
Holy shit.
How are you doing? Was Go ahead.
Oh, I heard you say, "How are you?" I'm fine. It's very like surreal. Like, so everyone's like kind of half like, doesn't feel like it happened, but it's more like accepting that it did.
Mm-hmm.
So you were on the third floor. I didn't realize there was like floors. How many floors was on the school?
Well, the school has like a ton of separate buildings where it goes from 100 to 1200. It's pretty much like the size of a college because it's around a 4,000 person school.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
So you were in the building where it happened, and you were on the third floor, and it happened on the first floor?
It happened specifically just in the 1200 building.
Okay.
And the shooter started on the first floor, and then the fire alarm was pulled, and he made his way up through the staircase and went to all the floors.
And so, like, this whole conversation around gun control following that, like, how do you feel about it?
It's both important, but it feels very sort of just unnecessary at the moment, because like it happened the second after the shooting, people started campaigning for it, which just felt kind of odd. And then of course, like at funerals, there would be like reporters saying, "Oh, what do you think about gun control?" when everyone's trying to mourn. And so in that way, it does feel kind of like screwed, but
it's a little twisted emotionally for you guys.
Yeah, but like coming out of it for weeks after, I can get behind like people really campaigning for it, like going down to Tallahassee and all that sort of thing to try and like get that modulated, or however people are campaigning for it to be done. But
do you agree with, like, I want to say your fellow students who are campaigning, like they're arguing for a ban on assault rifles and raising the purchasing age, right? Is that what it is? Do you agree with that stuff?
My biggest agreement is probably with the age limit. But outside of everything else, I don't really have faith in American politics and really delivering on anything other than the age limit.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really just like solely putting support in raising the age limit and just that.
Because it's like a small step, and you're saying like we think if we can do the smaller things, we could eventually work towards the larger things.
Yeah, for sure. It's all just a ladder process with the way like the parties work. We can't really do much because like I'm pretty sure you have to be 21 for like a handgun, but things like assault rifles you can get at 18.
So strange.
So that's pretty much the weird part.
Yeah, it's really weird. I had to take because I was thinking about getting a handgun once, and I had to take a written test and have a permit to have a handgun. But for a shotgun, I guess
the rationale being that handguns are concealable and so more dangerous. But why is assault rifle somehow like all happy-go-lucky? Like, hey, assault rifles for everyone. I guess there's more handgun violence. Probably.
No clue.
That's strange.
I think it just has something to do with the fact that there's nothing that truly qualifies something as an assault rifle.
Like a semi-automatic weapon with 20 plus bullets.
Right, because it could be 20 rounds, it could be 30 rounds, it could be 10 rounds, it could be whatever, but it's still qualified as a rifle.
Right.
But then again, I don't know everything, so I'm probably wrong. There's probably a lot of people out there going, "You idiot, that's not how it works."
Right, yeah. Well, damn. Well, do you think if teachers had weapons that it would have made any difference for you guys there?
In that regard, I feel like it would only bring more risk just in the way that the SWAT are like legally have to like conduct themselves. Like, let's say a streamer gets swatted, they're like instructed to like kill a dog or anything that could be like a risk to them. So if there's a teacher with a handgun, they have no way of telling,
That's a
that's
great
a
point.
staff member or that's an accomplice.
That's a great point.
So
Yeah.
that's always been my biggest concern. There's also concerns of students not having to bring a weapon to school, but being able to take it from a teacher.
Right.
And there's just a lot of things like that. And recently, I think about maybe a week ago, there was this armed teacher who shot himself in the leg going to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Just,
But I think actually your point about like imagine the SWAT team going in and then you've got armed teachers around every corner. There's gonna be friendly fire.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just think it's too much of a risk to run.
I really wonder what is the argument in favor of selling the AR-15 like that? It just seems like a military
Because
weapon,
it's
like,
cool.
I guess I think people who argue in favor of it think that in the event that they need to revolt against the government, they need to have AR-15s.
Okay, I see.
I think it's also the argument. I think it's also the slippery slope argument where they say if you take away that, then they're going to take away this, and then this, and then this, and then this.
It's really just a matter of how you interpret the law. It's kind of so open that it's unfortunate for everybody. But anyway,
that's crazy. Well, we're glad you're okay.
Yeah, I'm
really
glad you're
sorry
okay.
That's
that you
nuts.
had to go through this.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Thanks for calling in and sharing your experience with us, man.
Yeah.
And we're glad you're okay.
100%. Yeah.
And God bless you, dude. Keep slamming.
You too.
Thanks for the
It was good
insight.
talking.
All right, bye, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was unexpected.
Whoa.
What a trip.